1.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday Pro Line podcast with Jim Place. I'm Dave Token. We'll do the usual routine here. We'll talk a little bit about what took place last night. Among those things, by the way, free podcast play on the Brooklyn Nets as they get the job done against the Phoenix Suns. And a reminder to listen to the entire podcast. We'll talk about another one later on in the program. Jim, we've got a big game. Both of us are on the website right now at JimPlace.com. I've got a big play tonight in the NHL. NHL Game of the Week tonight. And it's priced right. It's only $20. So make sure and take advantage of that at JimPlace.com.
That's right. And Dave's been doing very well in all sports right now, so you should do that. Go to JimPlace.com, pick that up. Go to VegasSportsMasters.com. Also, our plays are there as well. You know, last night we saw Brett Hundley show that he might be he's a little away from being a starting quarterback in the league. But I personally saw some promise. I'm not a big Mike McCarthy fan, and his record with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers is pretty darn good. But anytime he didn't have those two guys, he's been very marginal. So developing young players, when he needs to quickly, has not been his thing.
No.
What I'm surprised about in that game, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on something that's going to the bridge, but we can learn from it, is how poorly the Green Bay defense played. I mean, the Lions are not the most prolific team on the road. They're an indoor team playing on the road outside in cold weather, and they look like the best offense in football. When the defense just didn't play well, I thought that they, instead of stepping up, they stepped down. It was disappointing in that regard. The penalty at the end of the game, of course, took the game from being an under bet to an over bet. That happens a lot in football this year. There's a lot of last-minute bad beats or lucky wins, whichever side you had. But I just posted, I think, 5 sides in the NFL already for this weekend. This time of year when you get down to this point, I know the teams and I know the players, and I feel there's some good sides, and I can take advantage of some numbers at this point. I also have posted 3 college plays also. So we're in good shape. Go to the website, JimFeist.com, VegasSportsMasters.com. You can get Dave, you can get me. There's plenty of handicappers on there you can look at. And Hank is coming off a good weekend with the Breeders' Cup, and his plays are up there as well. Dave, you got some college football doubleheader going on.
We do, and we'll tell you a little bit about these games tonight. Akron and Miami of Ohio. Miami, I guess you'd have to put them in the disappointment category. They had high hopes coming into this season of contending for one of the division titles. Hasn't worked out. They lost some close games early, had some injury issues. Now they have to win out to get bowl eligible. Good news is they could get Gus Ragland back tonight. He's their quarterback, and he's been out. Chuck Martin, he's their head coach, said yesterday he's very hopeful Ragland will play and start. Now, if you look on the depth chart for tonight, he's not listed. So that's why you want to research this stuff a little deeper if you can. And, if you're looking at that and assuming, well, he's not going to play, that appears not to be the case. I think he is likely to play. And I think that is why the line has gone up in this game. Akron, however, playing better lately, Jim. 5-4. A couple of one-point wins in there. But not everything is working for them.
Well, no, not everything. At this time of year, a lot of these teams are just playing to try to become bowl eligible. And that's a key for a lot of these clubs. And you have to kind of look at that in your handicapping. Which teams are playing to get into a bowl game, which teams are shuffling the deck and looking towards next year as well. So, and these are midweek games, and they're all profitable. You can make money in the middle of the week. You don't have to wait till Saturday.
Yeah, one note on Akron, by the way, their running game has not worked at all recently. 80 carries for 211 yards. That's over the last 3 games. So it worked out about 70 yards a game. I think they're going to have to do better than that tonight if they want to get the upset on the road in this game. The other game, Bowling Green and Buffalo, Jim, we saw the Falcons play their best game of the season last week. But I'm not sure what it meant because they were playing Kent State.
And Kent State's had a pretty bad year. The Bowling Green offense has gotten better with Jared, I guess, how do you say his last name? Dodge?
I've heard Dodgy, I'm not really sure.
At quarterback. Falcons have cluster injuries in the offensive line. Buffalo has lost 4 straight in very tough fashion. 2 one-point losses and the epic 7 overtime defeat to Western Michigan. That's amazing, 7 overtimes. That's what started this slump. I don't know, is that a record or do we have more overtimes in the... I think there was an 8 overtime game a few years ago.
Yeah, I think there was. I believe there was, but I know I actually was watching that game for no particular reason because I didn't have any bet on it, but it was on I guess ESPN3. I don't even remember where I was watching it now, but you get hooked into something like that, you're not going to turn it off. I can tell you that.
That's right.
The problem is actually both teams have had a real hangover from that. Western Michigan hasn't played as well since, and obviously neither has Buffalo. Buffalo's also, look, it had quarterback issues. Jackson is back now. Staff seems committed to him, although Drew Anderson actually played sensationally well while Jackson was hurt. He had, I think, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jackson hasn't been as good. This game is also moving. Like the Akron-Miami game, which is going up, get the seesaw because this one has really dropped. Buffalo opened 11 in this game, Jim. They're nowhere near that now.
No, there's been a lot of line movement. Dave, the pros versus Joes, how's that going? Because these line movements, are they pros? Or at this time of the week, I would have to think they're pros and not Joes making these moves.
Although I don't think the Joes are on the other side, so to speak. So doesn't fall into that category. Look, in the NFL this year, if you go by what the bookmakers tell us on Sunday mornings, the pros versus Joes are basically even for the year. Okay, there hasn't been a particular advantage either way. I don't think it's far from it in the college, to tell you the truth. That's overrated. To me, you go, it's fun information to know where the pros are supposedly playing, and you can tell by the betting lines, but it doesn't mean following it is going to make you any money. You have to do your own analysis. It's as simple as that. If you're just betting on what others are supposedly betting, you're not going to win at this. It's just that simple. And you'll see it happen in college basketball as well, which is starting this weekend. Because the game moves a couple of points, don't assume that's the right side, that the bettors know more than the bookies, because they don't.
You're talking about college basketball. We've got a huge card on Friday. What a big card. I mean, I don't know how many games it is, maybe. It looks like it's about 150 teams.
I think it's actually the biggest schedule of the season. The entire season.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. To start the whole season off, they start with the biggest card. Unbelievable.
Well, why not? Get the fans out there, let everybody get their first games in. Most of them, a lot of mixed matches, obviously, with big schools against small schools. But, it's a chance to watch a lot of games, get a feel for what these teams are doing. I won't play a lot this opening weekend. In fact, I don't play a lot in November. I'm very, very choosy early on, let's put it that way. Some guys go out there with their power ratings, splash and do really well. But I prefer to kind of bide my time. So I'll be low volume, but hopefully high percentage.
Well, Dave, I agree with that. I mean, power ratings are all well and good, but you got a little inside information as to what the intentions of the coaches are, and in games that really have no long-term effect on a team. If there's some emotional reason for a team to be up for a game and you don't know it, that could be positive or negative to your bankroll, depending on how much knowledge you have of that. So digging deeper than numbers at this time, because these are not as meaningful as it will be when teams get into conference play. And because and then we're heading to the tournaments and stuff like that. So there's a lot to be said for having a little bit more information than just numbers.
Well, no question about that. And hopefully we'll provide a lot of that good information to you. And actually, we're going to provide some good information to you right now. I think it's good information on a college football game going on Saturday. And I think you bet this now because the number's probably going to keep going up. That's the Tennessee-Missouri matchup. Jim, this Tennessee team is a train wreck. They're almost certainly going to fire Butch Jones immediately after the season ends, if not sooner. Search committee already reportedly been put together to go after the next head coach of Tennessee. They did manage to win a game last Saturday, but it was against Southern Mississippi. They still got outstanded in the game. It was not a particularly impressive performance. Missouri has really turned things around. They're a hot team right now. And granted, they haven't beaten much. I mean, they beat Idaho, they beat Connecticut, and they beat a completely screwed up Florida team last week. But the fact is, they still won all their games big. They've got a lot of momentum right now. And I think you go with the momentum side in this game. It's no bargain, okay? I mean, the line's a couple of figures now. But I think it's justified. Two teams in opposite directions. I'll take the arrow up team, Missouri, minus the points. That's your free play today. Don't forget, NHL Game of the Week. Among the plays I've got up at JimFights.com. And Jim, you're loaded, ready to go with several games as well.
I've got 5 NFL games and 3 colleges up right now. Just go to JimFights.com, VegasSportsMasters.com. Dave's plays and my plays are up there right now. We've been winning, we've been collecting, and if you're not getting these plays, you're probably not winning or you're not winning enough. So go to those sites right now and pick up those games.
And that'll do it for our Tuesday podcast. We'll try it again tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.